Ah, lovely.
You enter the Salty Dog, and sure enough, there is a hobgoblin sat at the back behind a group of sailors that look like they're from the east, from Tazumi, and some lizard men
That's not me.
near the bar.
I've gone out and done my shopping at the market, so I'm not there anymore.
I brashly walk over to the hobgoblin. You there? I want to have a word with you.
And who are you?
You don't know who I am? Are you having a laugh?
I'm new around these parts.
Yeah, I can tell.
I've got.
Don't particularly like your kind, actually, if I'm being honest with you.
And what kind are you?
I'm the tough kind.
Have you got any lemsip?
Plenty. Gilberto, give him the stash.
Gilberto pulls out a pack of a little orange bag of powder, and places it in your palm, Kurac, and he says, "First one's free."
Thank you. I'll pocket that for later.
Okay, so add powder, mysterious powder to your inventory.
Mysterious powder.
So, what's your name then, a new one?
My name's Kurac.
Kurac, eh? And what are you doing around these
Who are
parts? I'm, well, the street knowing me as Gigantor.
Okay. And what do you do around these parts?
Oh, if I told you that, I'd have to kill you, mate.
And you want to talk to me why?
I can't remember exactly. Why did we come down here, Gilberto?
He was talking to Creamy and the Bloodcurrant as well, sir.
That's right. You were talking to that lovely lass, Creamboat, whatever her name was.
She was certainly. She was a woman.
You are a whole lot of women. Mm.
Oh. Her apology. Yes, I was talking to her about something I saw last night.
And what was that then?
It's to do with the murder this morning. Something that was being dragged up from the boats.
Yes.
But
You're being awfully vague here.
Well, there was a body that was found this morning. And I don't know, something about peaches that she was mentioning in person.
Interesting. And where did this Creamy and the other fella go?
They were, well, they went off at different times. I don't know if she found him, but they went to the markets.
Interesting.
But what's happened then? What's been?
I'm just looking for a lass called Peaches. That's all.
Why is everyone after this woman called Peaches?
Yeah, she's just an old friend of mine, let's say.
And what kind of friend is that?
An old one. You ask too many questions, Hobgoblin.
Well, you're the one that came into here.
Don't get lippy with me, son.
Well, I'm going to do an unarmed monk strike on him. And I miss. Terribly.
I don't want a hug, thank you very much.
You go to do your unarmed strike on Gigantor, and you take another look at him and realise how he's even taller than you, and just for a second your concentration lapses and your strike is a bit clumsy, and Gigantor sort of bats it out the way. He saw what you were doing and has just sort of brushed it off.
Now, you won't be doing that again, will you? I roll 17 intimidation.
Okay, once. Oh god, why? No. No, I definitely won't.
Now, kiss my fingers like a good little boy. I present my fingers.
Oh god.
Intimidation is not mind control, remember?
No, I'm intimidating him into doing it.
I'll push his hand away.
I force my hand back into his face with a strength check.
I don't just kiss his hand, I take his whole hand into my mouth.
Gigantor sort of gets you by the chin and it jostles your chin as if like you're like a pet or something.
Why have I had 2 critical misses in a row? Oh no, not quite in a row. Can I do anything to help you? I'm a bit scared right now.
I'll tell you what, you could do something to help me. You could help me find out what's happened to this Peaches lady, my old friend. Don't worry, I'll give you something that's worth your while. Well, I could use some information.
Okay, I will help.
Sir, just a thought, sir. It might be easier for us, especially, to get into the coroner's office if we had permission from the Bloodcurrant or one of his kind. I don't think we'll be able to march in there without some kind of permission.
And what kind is the Bloodcurrant? Do you mean his race or his employment status?
His employment status, sir. He's one of the City Watch.
So, friend, do you happen to know anyone in the City Watch at all?
Not at the moment, but I could. I'm a religious man. I could go around and talk to the temples.
Yeah, it could work. That could work.
We are trying to get. Sorry, might have to take this orange powder soon. Where are you hoping for me to get into?
Well, between you and me, and Gilberto over here, we need to figure out exactly who that dead person was.
Okay. I can head to the temples and ask them questions and see where I can go from there.
That would be perfect, thank you.
Okay. So, if you haven't been in the city long, you can kind of wander towards the centre. You can see from here the main tower of the cathedral in the centre, the basilica.
I will just wander around the town and have a search.
Okay.
I'll head towards the basilica first.
Okay. So you head. Where are you at the moment? You're at 5. You head across the river. skirting past Marlou Warehouse and leaving the district of Port Marin into the district of Zaragoza. This is a marked difference from Port Marin. Port Marin is kind of mainly warehouses. The buildings are sort of dirty. There's crates and sort of sailor types everywhere, and everything is very busy. Whereas Zaragoza is painted, sort of pastel-coloured painted buildings with terracotta roofs. To the south, there are some grand buildings, sort of tall, neo-Gothic style buildings. And there is a church, a small church in the south next to some very beautifully kept and maintained gardens and green spaces. To the north, you notice lots of narrow streets and lanes with numerous shops selling all manner of strange items, antique shops, bookshops, ingredients shops for potions, arcane trinkets, and yeah, lots of stores and interesting looking commercial buildings. The road heads west towards the Fortaleza, the huge star fort that's guarded the city of Azeron for 500 years. So where are you headed?
Is there any people around?
Yeah, there are lots of people coming and going. Make a perception check.
Passive perception or just an active?
Active. You're looking around. Okay. So you notice some hanging around sort of outside these neo-Gothic sort of large stone buildings. Lots of people in sort of ceremonial robes and sort of very well-to-do looking noble types. Some of these are wearing circuits and sort of white cloaks that denote priests of Torm.
Okay.
So the closest near to you is not the priest of Torm. There are a couple of priests of Torm a bit further back, maybe 400 meters away from you. The closest to you are some of these sort of very noble-looking chaps wearing sort of flat berets or caps, long blue and purple robes, and they look to be in the middle of a heated discussion.
Okay, I'll bypass them and go towards the Torm priests.
Okay. So you wander over. Ah, brother from Tazumi. Greetings.
Greetings. I don't know if you could tell me a bit about the area.
Of course. This is Zaragoza, and this is the University of Azeron. It is a centre of study of both the arts and the sciences. We have a small chapel here for the students that you are more than welcome to attend to.
Is there quite a diverse amount of religions in wherever we are?
Azeron.
Azeron.
There are many temples in the neighbouring district of Baldos. However, the dominant religion here in Azeron is the worship of Torm. Torm is the god whom the Orders of the Bronze, the Order of the Bronze, prescribed to, and here in Azeron is the Papal Palace, where the Papal Mother resides. She is the highest priest of Torm.
Is there an area where there'd be ceremonials and a coroner's office around?
There is a coroner's office. I'm actually going to have to make a check for him. 1 second. I've actually already made a character for him. I am well prepared. What would that be? Probably... I guess history? Yes, I do remember that there is a coroner's office in the barracks at Port Marin. There is also one in the main fortaleza in the centre of the city.
In the centre of the city. I'm asking as there was a death recently in Port Marin. I don't know if you had heard.
I had heard some troubling news. Sounded very dark indeed. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family.
It could be a close friend of mine's, acquaintance, and I don't know if you could help with finding the identity of the person.
I'm afraid that is a little out of our jurisdiction. If the body will have been taken, I presume, to the Port Marin barracks. If it is indeed the body that was found in Port Marin.
Okay.
If your friend is a relative of the victim, then they should have no problem getting to see and identify the victim.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
Our thoughts and prayers are with you, brother.
Okay. Do I know where to? Do I know where to find? Do I even know his name's Gigantor? Don't know if you even said.
I think you did say. Yeah, I did.
Said his name on the street as Gigantor.
What? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna head back towards Port Marin then.
Okay. Are you going back to the Salty Dog?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find Gigantor there.
All right. So while Kurac was investigating, what are you doing, Gigantor?
Drinking heavily.
What will it be?
What have you got on offer?
Well, we have some cheap wine, we have some nice wine, we have ale, we have... Oh, some new in. We have some Pisco from the Republic of Zapotec.
Ooh, none of that Pisco. Tastes like piss. 3 pints of ale, please. But of course, one is for my good friend here. Whatever his name was.
Okay, so yeah. You've spent a couple of rounds here. It's probably just just a couple of copper per mug. So I don't know. You've probably lost one silver piece while you've been here.
Oh, Gilberto, he's taking a long time, isn't he?
Oh yes, sir. I would have been much quicker, sir. I promise.
Could you help pass the time by singing me a little song, please?
I don't really have the voice for it, sir. My singing is more of a screech.
You forget who you're talking to, Gilberto.
About this moment, Kurac re-enters the bar.
Oh, hold on. How many silver pieces is in a gold piece?
There's 10 copper to a silver, 10 silver to a gold.
Okay.
What's the thief's name?
Sorry?
What's the thief's name?
Gilberto.
Ah, that's it, yeah. I'll walk over to Gilberto and Gigantor, and I wait patiently because Gilberto's going to sing.
Sure. I'm glad you arrived. Gilberto was about to give us a little sing-song.
Oh, please, sir. I really don't want to.
Okay, I know you're nervous. Let's move along.
After going to Zaragoza and talking to the priest of Torm there, I found out that the body would probably be being kept at the Port Marin barracks.
Oh, excellent. Well done.
But the only thing is that they will only let relatives or family members talk to the people there to identify the body.
I think the trouble is they might instantly recognise me anyway. Let's just say they think I'm a bit of an unsavoury character, but it's a poor judge of character on their part, to put it that way.
Well, maybe you should send old Gilberto.
You up for the challenge, Gilberto?
Sneak in.
Correct.
I could do that, but I think I'd wait till nightfall, when there's less prying eyes around.
Good idea.
So who did I speak to earlier it was Creamy
And
Wade the Bloodcurrant.
unrated yet.
Who are these two? Who is Creamy?
You asking me, sorry?
Yeah.
Well, that sweet little thing just walked into my office the other day. Couldn't get her out of my mind since. Lovely little thing.
How does she know Peaches?
I believe they must have worked together.
Okay.
I think they were quite close. Well,
other than lick your hand again.
Well, you've provided some good information so far. I'd quite like to keep you along on this little journey. Help me find out who this body really belongs to.
Well, I've had 3 people come up to me. Well, 4 including Gilberto the singing minstrel.
Don't make me sing.
I've had four of you talk about Peaches in the past day, so there must be some sort of importance.
Maybe it's a greater power that's led us to you.
I see it as that way.
Right. Should we wait until nightfall then?
Okay. So you settle in, have another couple of beers,
Tepid water, please.
The water's free. The beers are, what did I say, 2 copper each. Eventually the sun sets on the first day of Midsummer, and again it is a oppressively hot night, muggy, humid. Let's just change the music.
Gilberto, do you find you're more stealthy after a good few pints?
Yeah, usually, I think.
Yeah, excellent.
So, do you both know what Peaches looks like?
Yes.
Gigantor's definitely met her before, and actually both of them have, yeah.
As
Probably
I said, we're old
Gilberto
friends.
more than...
Okay. So I can't really go in if I don't know what she looks like.
Okay. Right. So, you head off to the coroner's office. I'm going to need everyone to make a stealth check.
16.
15.
And Gilberto.
1.
Oh my god! He's the best.
Okay. So you stick to the shadows of the dimly lit streets, and you're relatively sure that not many people, if anyone, has noticed you as you approach the barracks. The barracks are fairly well lit. There are torches on most of the walls. It's a large rectangular building.
Okay.
And there are you approach it from one of the corners, and you can see around the corner that the front door is guarded by 2 watchmen.
Sorry, what's your name again, friend?
Kurac.
Kurac, have you got any abilities that could help us in this situation? I mean, after all, what is it that you actually do?
I'm a monk.
Oh, you're a rogue.
A monk.
Oh, monk. Sure, I'm hard of hearing after a few pints.
It's because you're so tall. You can't hear anything. So,
Well, a monk surely is a trustworthy person to speak to. Could you not charm these guards into either letting us past or allowing us to slip in undetected?
I could give it a go, yeah. I'll try.
Okay. So what are you going to try and do?
My charisma is quite lacking, so I fear that social interactions are not my strong point. So I might as well have a chat.
Okay. Halt!
So,
What is your business?
I don't know if you could help me.
Yes?
I saw some wrongdoing around the corner, some people selling orange substance.
Make a deception check.
Oh no. Oh.
Against their perception. The first guard that you've been talking to motions to the second one. Ali, around the corner. Go check it out.
It was a few streets back, a good 5 to 10 minutes away.
If you're running.
It's alright, I'll be fine. Off you go. Ali turns to you. You don't happen to remember which street it was on?
No, I'm quite new to this area. I'm not sure what the name would have been.
And it was just down there, and he points down one of the streets.
Yeah, down there to the right, to another left, and then maybe to a right again.
Down there, right, left, right. Okay. I'll be back here in like 10 minutes. Right you are.
Seeing this, well, me and what's his face, seeing this, I instruct Gilberto to quietly dispatch of the other one, in a humane way, of course.
Okay.
Not kill.
So the guard is still talking to you. So describe to me what was going on.
There was a bunch of people all complaining and fighting with each other about money.
As you're talking to him, you see Gilberto creeping up behind him.
So, sir, what is your faith?
Oh, fuck. That's fine. Gilberto got 27. You got 21. My faith. I can't. And just as he's saying that, Gilberto raises up his. What is he carrying? His rapier.
Oh,
God.
From behind.
Holds the handle and clobbers him over the head with the handle. Which will be a... Would that be an improvised weapon? I guess so. I guess it would just be a non-lethal attack, so I'll just roll it for a rapier.
Oh my God. Gilberto is amazing. I want to be Gilberto.
Dealing 9 damage, and the guard has how many hit points? Right, we're in combat now. Everyone roll initiative.
What?
Smacked him straight in the back of the head, and he just took it like a champ.
He's wearing a helmet.
Oh, okay.
God, do you need my help?
All for the greater good, Kurac. Trust me.
Okay.
Where's the negative? Yeah.
I don't have a battle map for this one, so...
Shit. I got 7.
Initiative. Where is it? Oh, yeah, there.
Oh God.
And Gilberto. Where's it? Oh, it's there. Okay, so it's the guard first, I believe.
Would we not all get a surprise attack on him?
That was Gilberto's attack. Was the surprise roll
Okay. That's fine.
attack? So the guard whips around and immediately shouts out, "Help! Attack! Help!" And makes a spear attack at Gilberto. 16, which is a hit. And the guard rams his spear, he flips around and rams his spear into his attacker, Gilberto, and the spear goes straight into the just into the breast below the shoulder, and Gilberto lets out a surprised howl. Okay, who's next?
Me.
Kurac.
Wow. I'm gonna have to do an unarmed monk strike on him. Try and knock him out. 19.
Bloody hell.
It's definitely a hit.
That is definitely a hit. Yeah.
5.
How do you want to do it?
I karate chop him with both hands around the neck to knock him unconscious.
Okay. Yeah, and he falls unconscious.
Gilberto, quickly get in. Get in and find out what you need to know. Gigantor will run away.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
You're not the boss of me, Kurac.
I think you're quite easily to spot.
So, what are you doing, Kurac?
I'm gonna stay here and tend to the guard.
Okay. So Gilberto darts into the barracks, and he disappears down the corridor, closing the door behind him. A moment later, you hear hurried footsteps coming down the stairs towards you. Lots of footsteps. What do you do?
I
On
duck
the other
into the
side of the door.
I duck into the shadows, knowing that I'm probably relatively well known in the city, so I don't really want to be spotted.
Where have you hidden?
Just around the corner, and as I leave, I say to him,
To what side? So I'll make sure that I try and.
I go towards the right. I go towards the right.
To the right.
Okay.
I say,
The door swings open, and 3 armed guards come out. And they immediately see the guard on the floor. You stooped over him.
I'm holding his head in my lap and stroking his
Okay.
head.
One of them points a spear at you, and the other one, the leader, says, "What happened here? Oren!"
Someone just came out of nowhere and started attacking him. They karate chopped him across the neck and ran off.
Make a deception check.
Oh no, this is not going to go down well on the double. Yes! For added bonus, I get out my holy symbol and start muttering. start praying for him.
Which way did they go?
They went down to the left. They went straight down, and then a left, and then a right, and then another left.
Quickly, follow me. As they head off, the first turns to you and says, "Will you look after Oren?"
I'll make sure he's fine.
And they run off down the street.
I snap his neck as soon as.
Okay.
No, I don't really.
Ooh.
There's no fade on this. That's the one thing it's missing. The music just goes boom, done.
All or nothing.
Excellent work, Kurac.
A few moments later, I just need to do a check for Gilberto.
He's so good.
Gilberto arrives back. Boss, it's her. It's definitely her. I've never seen anything like it. It's horrifying. That poor girl.
Shit. What was wrong with her?
He sort of motions to you and says, "Let's get out of here before they come back."
Alright.
You head off into the shadows around the corner.
You coming, Kurac?
Well, yes, I will come along. God's put me on this path, so I'm going to follow it.
And I fear you might be in a little bit too deep now anyway, my son.
I guess I am.
She's been dead a while. The body was bloated, covered in like shells, like barnacles or something. There's lice in her hair and seaweed and beside her there was a mask made out of some kind of skull of a dolphin or something like that. A necklace made of bones, finger bones, but I couldn't tell if they were made of animal bones or, well, they were small.
When me and the Wade the Bloodcurrant went to the mooring, we found a map hidden in one of the boats.
A map of what?
It was a map of Island of Ills. Do you know where that is?
Do I know where that is?
Make a nature check, I think it would be. A survival. Make a survival check.
Let me just rack my brains. Survival, would you say?
Yep.
12.
The name rings a bell. You can't remember exactly where it is, but you know that it's an island off the coast of Azeron that's never been used by your organisation to stash any goods because it's rumoured to be dangerous.
Well, I know it definitely exists, but I've not been there myself. An island off the coast of Azeron, as I recall.
Well, whoever dropped off her body had a map of that. That's any connection.
The plot thickens.
So there's some more.
Go on.
There were wounds on her arms. There were rope burns or rope cuts. She was restrained, I think. And there was a tattoo on her arm symbol of a tree with a swirling pattern over the branches. And the body had been stripped, and I could see how she died.
Is that symbol anything religious?
You actually go a bit cold hearing this. You know, you've heard this, you've seen this symbol before every day. It's tattooed on your lower back.
Kurac, you look like you've just seen a ghost, mate.
Yes, I've seen that symbol before, and I have one too.
And you know perfectly well, from the way that it's tattooed on you, that it is that the description is that Gilberto has seen the tattoo upside down. The tree is the actual tattoo is the tree is upside down, and the swirling pattern is on the bottom.
Oh, I'm gonna turn my screen upside down.
So, what does it mean, Kurac?
I'm not sure.
You've had it for as long as you can remember. It's one of the tattoos that was given to you by the Bane priests.
I've had this since as long as I can remember. It was from the monastery I was in Tazumi, the monks of Bane. Evil people.
Interesting. So how do you think it could have ended up on her?
I don't know at the moment. Either that she was part of the monastery, or she could have been a sacrifice from the monastery.
Well, let's put it this way. It wasn't on her when I knew her, and she was alive then.
When was the last time you saw her?
A couple of months ago, I believe.
Okay.
Bit of a coincidence, eh?
It is. Very much so.
She died from a wound to her heart. It looked like her heart had been pulled out of her. And her eyes were sewn shut. And her mouth was sewn shut. It's horrible.
There's quality acting there, Gilberto. Well done. Kurac, does this sequence of events, these horrible atrocities that's happened to a young, what's her name? Do these Peaches, do they sound familiar to you?
It's all a bit of a blur at the moment. I left the monastery a long while back, but I do remember them going into the villages and towns and making sacrifices. And it sounds like a sacrificial.
Was the heart of any significance in your religion?
Not that you can remember.
No, not that I can remember. But I don't know why she would have been left here.
Yes. It's very fishy, isn't it?
Was that an intentional pun?
Yeah.
Pun fully intended.
So, where to next? We need to tell Creamy.
That we do. Where did you say they went off to?
They went to the markets, headed that way. Should we work our way across there? I don't know where that is.
For what reason did they head to the markets, did they say?
No.
Well, I think.
I think. Actually, I know. I'm not sure you did know. You just knew that they were heading to the market.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, I think we should probably get out of here.
Sharpish.
It's after dark now. Remember.
Kurac, slit that guard's throat. Only joking. Let's go.
Okay, where are you heading to?
Well, at a bit of a dead end now, so I suppose we need to. The only lead we've got is going to the market, and for that we'll need to wait until morning.
Okay, so where are you gonna take Kurac back to your warehouse?
I'm not entirely sure I want Kurac to see my dealings yet. Kurac, do you fancy staying a night in a salty dog with me and Gilberto? It will save more money if we share a room, of course.
That kind of thing is against.
What kind of thing? What are you implying, Kurac?
No, we can share. I don't sleep well though.
I don't intend to sleep much either, if you get my drift.
Okay.